Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Penelope. This is Penelope Palace. At Penelope Palace, there's all things beauty, lifestyle, fashion, and vlogs. So if you're into that kind of content, please subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram, and it's Penelope underscore 143, and I try to put out videos twice a week, so Sundays and Wednesdays. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn your post notifications on, so that way you can keep up with me whenever I post a new video. So let's get into this. So this video is long awaited. I feel like it's a question I've been asked over the years. How do I balance everything? How do I balance it all? So when I say balance it all, I'm speaking of being a wife, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, being a sister, a friend, a daughter. It's a lot. The list goes on and on. So pretty much I'm just going to be sharing with you all my tips on how I balance life, being this busy woman. And I'm not going to lie to you, some days I have a big S on my chest, and some days I'm not superwoman. Okay? If you clicked on this video, you probably wanted to get more tips on how to balance it all, or you're probably in a stage where you're just confused right now, taking it day by day. So one thing I would say before we get into the video, you're doing okay, sis. You got it. You leave me a comment, because I don't know it all. I'm sharing my tips, so please feel free to share your tips with me by leaving me a comment with your tips, how you balance motherhood and everything else. Okay, so you do me a favor, I do you a favor, and let's do it. Okay, so I have a glass of wine here. So pause this video, get your wine, get your tea, get your coffee, get your water, and let's get into it. Okay, cheers, girlfriend, to us balancing it all. Okay, so let me just give you guys a little rundown on me. Okay, I have been married for 12 years. I have 5 children. Okay, I got married at the age of 24. I had my first kid at the age of 22. So when I started my journey as a wife and mom, I was lost. I did not know how to balance it. At one point in my life, I was very, very stressed out. So for me to be able to sit here and think I can give you a tip or two is only by experience of how I've managed to do it. Now that does not mean, let me give a disclaimer, that I have it all together, because I don't. To brag, no intention to make somebody else feel bad. I want you to, understand that. So let's put that disclaimer there. So on top of me being a wife, being a mother, I help my husband. I'm his helpmate when it comes to our businesses from time to time. But presently, I am a full-time stay-at-home mom. Okay? So, for those who are ignorant and don't understand that being a stay-at-home mom, it is not less than, it is a job. Okay? It is work. It is hard work. So for the ignorant people, it is hard work. I am also now a YouTuber, content creator. I am a co-host to a talk show slash podcast. So I do a lot. Okay? So I'm just, it's a lot. So I want you to just understand the basics of what I do. So with that being said, let's get into how I prioritize my tasks and the tips that I can help you with. Let's get into that now. First thing first is this book. I don't, I can't remember things the way I used to remember things when I was younger. Obviously, 36 years old, okay? So now I have to write things down. Literally, in order for me to remember my day-to-day tasks, I have to write it down. And I'm going to speak this in the past because I'm not going to speak it in my future. I used to be a procrastinator. I'm no longer a procrastinator, okay? With that being said, I try to map out everything. If you go in our home office, you'll see a calendar, a monthly calendar that my daughter, who is so sweet, my husband gives her his schedule. I give my schedule, and she goes ahead and she is a big calendar. She puts it, she writes everything down. That's just a general thing. If the kids have doctor's appointment, if I have a task that I have to complete, if I have to do a training online, stuff like that. But my personal is in here. On top of here, I also have a planner. I don't know where my planner is to show you, but I do have a planner around here, okay? Started when the new month start, I fill everything in that I have to do. And when I say everything, I have to remember days for grocery shopping, okay? I don't just wait till my house is running low and then I go. No. Grocery shopping, thank God for my husband because he helps me with that. But sometimes I just need to remind him to go ahead and do it, or we do it together. So I write down, even for my self-care things, I have to remember to make an appointment for my nails. I have to remember to get to my wax appointment. I have to remember my own personal appointments, my doctor's appointments, or whatever else I have going on. I have to remember, and I have to be present, and I have to be available to serve these individuals. They're looking up to me, so I have to be able to do that. So besides writing everything down that I have to do, and remember now, I'm a best friend, okay? And I'm a girlfriend to, and a sister to many, to not many, but to my girlfriends. So I have to be able to be present for them, just how they're present for me. So with that being said, tip number 1, get a planner, get a calendar, and write your tasks down. Trust me. I used to put it in my phone, but I'm a visual person, so I like to see that list and I like to cross off or check the things that I have completed. Tip number 2, once you have this long to-do list, now you have to narrow it down and prioritize what is important, what you don't have to tend to right away, and what you are not going to achieve. And that is okay. It's a lot. I can't do this in this 24-hour time span, but I can do it this time. I can do it tomorrow, or better yet, I can do it. And one thing that I have learned is being able to say no without feeling bad, without feeling guilty, that you just can't do something. Okay? So write it down to prioritize what is it that you can and cannot do. Okay? And let's get into tip number 3. Wrote down everything that I have to tackle. I start to prioritize it. I do what I have to do. When I decide that I make a full home cooked meal twice a week. That's what worked for me. With that being said, even though the food I'm cooking, I'm actually in the kitchen cooking twice a week, I also cook on the weekend. So Monday to Friday, twice a week, you'll have a 4-course meal. And then Friday is takeout. We get something from outside and we bring it in. And I just want to take this time to shout out my mom and my mother-in-law, because they cook and they send food over here. So that is a plus. So when it comes to food, that's how I do it. When it comes to laundry, working on that part to say that I used to do it twice a week. And it's a lot of people. So twice a week is not good for me. So I literally have to do it every other day so that I can have time to do my self-care. Okay? So make sure you balance it enough to have time to do your personal self-care. It is important. After a long, stressful day, I don't even care if it's 8 p.m. When you finally put them down, run that bath water, light your candles, take a long bath, do everything that you want to do while you're in the shower. Shave, exfoliate, okay? Do your skincare for your face, skincare for your body, everything. Clean your nails. It is your time, okay? And of course, a husband or a partner that needs you, be available for your spouse. So I make sure that I'm not burnt out with my kids, that I don't have time for my spouse. So that's the way to balance it. You do what you gotta do, okay? You cook, you do your cleaning, and even with the cleaning, make sure that you clean as you go. When I'm cooking, I don't like to cook, mess up the whole entire kitchen, and then clean after that. I like to try to clean as I go. And for me, if you have older kids, listen, teach them, because I'm an African woman. I was raised to, like, my parents taught us how to help out. So teach your sons and daughters, especially the older ones, this is your task. This is what you have to do on a day-to-day basis. And trust me, kids learn. After you you do it with them, you show them how to do it, after time, they will learn how to do it. They ain't perfect. They ain't gonna do it to your liking, but as time goes by, they will. So don't hesitate to get the older ones involved when it comes to tasks around the house or chores around the house. I don't, because I will be burned out if I don't get it. Try to set a schedule or a routine for your children. For me, especially the younger ones. The older ones, it is easy. They understand they're going to be tired the next day, so they're going to go to bed on time. The younger ones, Lord have mercy. And I'm serious. It's literally by God's grace and mercy that keeps me going. Because the little ones, they will test you. Are giving me a hard time with the routine, but we're working on it. I'm not going to give up. And that's just the honest truth currently, okay? So schedule bedtimes, schedule bath time, schedule the time that they're eating dinner, and just plan out their day, so that way if that task is followed, that routine is followed, you're not going to follow it perfectly. if it's if it's 8 o'clock bedtime and they go to bed 8:15, that is fine, as long as you're somewhere within that time frame. I think it's what's important. Spouse, it doesn't matter. Outside is closed. Sometimes we think it's open. It opened for a little while, then it closed again. Listen, do a date night at home. It's okay. Do it on purpose. Get dressed, look cute, cook something, watch a movie, do something. Do a spa day for both of y'all. Give your husband a facial. Depends what he's into. He may not want that, but you have to try it. Maybe he'll like it. Give him a massage. Give her a massage. Give it's okay to come home and just say, I'm going to set aside 15 minutes to just rub my wife's feet. That is okay. So I don't want to just talk to the ladies. I'm going to talk to the fellas too. Okay? So my day-to-day changes because I have other things that I have going on. So realizing, writing things down, checking it off is top on my list. Okay? And then before you go to bed, you make sure you go over those things that you did not complete. That way, it'll be the first things on your list the next day, on top of the things that you already had to do for that day. Stay focused on your goals. Stay focused on your goals. If you know that you're easily distracted, for me, I used to let this thing consume my time. Especially 2020, being the fact that we was in a pandemic. Long story. I would be on the phone with my girlfriends. I would spend hours on Instagram, watching YouTube videos, and just doing all these things that would make me sidetrack from what I had to do. So I went ahead and I put a screen time on my phone, and it tells me how long I was on YouTube, how long I was on Instagram, how long I was on my pictures, whatever. And I look at it and I'm like, oh no, that's getting... So as time went by, I started to pay attention to that, and I started to slowly. So that way, if I'm less distracted, I can focus on my goals. So that's a tip. Put your phone down. It is okay. My husband had this thing to say that the cell phone is not a tracking device. Like, it's okay. If somebody calls you and you miss that call, you can always call them back. Because especially if you're easily distracted, call them back. Meditate. Spend time to read the Word of God. If you don't have time to physically sit down and read your Bible, put on your favorite preacher. Put a sermon on as you're going about your day. That's what I do. If I don't have time to actually sit down and go through my Bible, which I've been trying to do, because I feel like if I just go to my Bible app on my phone, I do it real quick because I want to get to Instagram. But if I actually grab my Bible, which is at the head of, like at the table next to my bed, and go through it, I can get a couple of scriptures. I can get even one in. Okay? So is try to do whatever works for you. Balance it out the way you know how to. Okay? I'm just letting you know how I do it. So making time to meditate, making time to pray is very important, because your mental state, your mind, you have to be good in order to be a servant to your family. In order for me to be, this mom to these kids and doing what I have to do for them, I have to be okay. So I need help. My help comes from God. So with that being said, I have to make time, or else I'm gonna lose it. Make time for your friends. It's okay to have relationships outside of your marriage. It's okay to go and hang out with your friends. Because with everything I have going on, I still make time for my friends. Time for vacation. Make time to do the things that you want to do. That's how I don't lose it. Because I I make time to be a girlfriend. I make time to be a sister. I make time to be a daughter. I make time for my mom. I make time for my dad. I make time for my siblings. You just you just balance it. You just realize that if I had I got it all figured out at home, I can I can escape on a Saturday and go have dinner with my friends. That is perfectly fine. That whole Velcro relationship, that's how I used to be when I was younger with my husband. We could not do anything without each other. Lord, have we grown. Listen, it's okay for your husband to have his friends. It's okay for you to have your friends. But it's even better if y'all have the same friends. But it's okay if you don't. I'm going to sit here and not mention that I have a lot of help. Like I said, my sister-in-law, my sister, my mom, my aunt, whenever I call upon them, they come. They come and they help out. And so I'm grateful for that. If you are blessed enough to have help, don't push your family away. Get the help that you need. Get the help that you deserve. It is okay. You can't do it all back to back to back to back. Some days you can. Some days you pull yourself up and you do what you got to do. And some days you're just exhausted and you just need to step away and have to get a break. For you to be okay for your spouse, for you to be okay for your children, you have to step away. And I'm so glad that I'm able to do that. I'm so glad for the support that I have for my friends and my family who are there for me when I need them. I leave, before I end this video, that another thing that we, like black women, we try not to make a priority. It's okay to go to therapy. I feel like sometimes we have certain things that went on in our childhood, or certain things that happen in your adulthood with past relationship, past friendship, whatever. Sometimes you just have a lot of toxic things happening. Need to speak with someone. And I strongly believe in therapy. So if that is something that's one of my goals for 2021, don't have people that you trust, I think you should seek a therapist. It is perfectly fine. Okay? So I feel like we were so serious in this video. So let's drink because it's over, okay? And if you watch this video up to this point, I want to say thank you. I want to say, please, if you like anything I said in this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the support. And I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that one of these tips help you balance it all.